We got shirts on sale. Express your evolution and starter Pokemon love by buying an Evolution Family shirt and Which One starter shirt. Link will be in the description below. Welcome back to my opinion of all the Pokemon. This week's typing I thought for sure was going to be Ghost, considering it was second place the majority of the time. Surprisingly though, you guys actually wanted Ice types, and I'm blown away by this because I thought Ice typing was not going to get chosen until way later. Ice typing is actually one of my favorite typings, so this time around there will be a lot more in-depth descriptions rather than just 1 or 2 words. I don't really hate many Ice type Pokemon, so don't expect as many negative comments. However, I will say there are some bad apples out of that bunch that I definitely have negative feelings for. We'll save all the ranting for the opinions though. As usual, all Pokemon will be talked about, including Mega Evolutions in different forms. Alrighty though, let's get started with these Ice type opinions. Starting off, we have Alolan Sandshrew. Honestly, it's super adorable. I like how they changed its design to look like an igloo. And while Ison still has quad weakness to fire and fighting, it's still a really interesting typing combination. One last thing, its running animation is pretty funny. It's gotta be pretty dizzy though. Now moving on to Alolan Sandshrews evolution, we have Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, I know, such an original joke, right? Anyways, there's not a whole lot more I can say about Sandslash that I haven't already said about Sandshrew. It's got a really cool design with its claws being based off of ice picks, which is pretty handy when it comes to climbing mountains. Yeah, Alolan Sandslash is pretty awesome. This is one of the cutest Pokemon ever created. Alolan forms are such a genius concept, and Vulpix is easily the cutest one to me. Alolan Vulpix also happens to be in my top 5 favorite Pokemon of all time, along with a Cantonian Vulpix. They're both pretty cute, and I can't decide between the two. Ninetales and Vulpix fall under my top 5 favorite Pokemon of all time. Ninetales and Vulpix are both equally cute. I love the fact that Ninetales is also based off of the Silver Kitsune. As a man who loves Japanese mythology and lore, there's a reason why this Pokemon is in my top 5 favorites. I don't really have much of an opinion on Dugong. I will say though that in Pokemon the first movie, I really liked where it went Gong! I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna keep this one short. It looks inappropriate. I said it in the second Pokemon video. She looks like Nicki Minaj. I mean, I like Nicki Minaj though. Listen to Roman's Revenge, it bops. Lapras is such an iconic Pokemon. I mean, for Arceus' sake, it was the Surf Sprite in Generation 2, and Ash rode on one throughout the entire series of the Orange Islands. Its shiny form is also really cool. Purple is also one of my favorite colors. If you're Team Mystic, give me a hashtag Mystic in the comments below. If not, then you're a loser. Just kidding. For real though, Articuno is my favorite of the legendary Kanto Bird trio. The battle Articuno had against Charizard in the anime was also pretty freaking awesome too. Fun fact too, did you know Articuno can use extrasensory? Run that with an assault vest and you got a fun set to run. Is it good? Not really, but if you want fun, definitely use it. I said it in the Dark type video and I'll say it again. What an amazingly designed Pokemon, and I can say the same thing for its evolved form as well. Shiny form is awesome, move pool is awesome, and I used one on my team in Pokemon Diamond the first time. I love Sneasel, and you should too. The only remote trait I can remember from Swinub is that Dawn had one and it eventually evolved into Mamoswine. I remember Swinub was pretty cute in how it would look for hot spring pools. The way it would just sniff around was utterly adorable. I have quite the history with this Pokemon. Back in late 2015, I made a theory where I figured why it didn't evolve in Generation 2. There were a lot of flaws in this theory and I kind of regret making it. It was my first real theory though, and it built the foundation of what my channel would eventually turn into. And I have to say, I'm pretty happy with the result. This is literally the Santa Claus of Pokemon. I think it's a cute Pokemon and it's got a really fun design. I just don't want a TNT present coming down my chimney. Also, Shady Penguin. Little Nicki Minaj, and my least favorite of the baby Pokemon. I will say though, I do like its current design more than I do its beta design. Its beta design, it's kinda freaky looking. I don't have a lot to say about Castform. It's alright. It's definitely a lot cooler than its original Peter Griffin ball chin form, that's for sure. I love this precious little bugger. It had so much more character than Ash's Glalie ever did. It was just so happy-go-lucky. Its shiny form is also pretty dope. Yeah, I'm not the hugest Glalie fan in the world. I definitely prefer Frostlass to this giant snowball. I think I would have liked it better if they actually did something with Ashes in the anime. It had so much potential, but they decided to just let it rot around Professor Oak's lab, never to be seen again. I would have preferred Mega Frostlass to this. I know I'm being a bit biased, but I think it's justified. It's one of the few Megas that are never used and doesn't accomplish what a Mega Evolution really does. Such a misstep in my opinion, especially when it comes to Ashes in the anime. Maybe I would have liked it more if Ash would have come back for the Lumiose conference of his Mega form, but nope, it's still Professor Oak's, rotting away. Sceptile is super adorable. It's just a perfect sphere and the happiest smile you'll ever see. And just read a few of its Pokedex entries. Sceptile is much faster rolling than walking to get around. When groups of this Pokemon eat, they all clap at once to show their pleasure. Because of this, their meal times are noisy. Adorable. It is completely covered with plushy fur. As a result, it never feels the cold, even when it's rolling about on ice floes or diving into the sea. So cute. Ugh, I want one as a pet. It's bigger and less adorable Sceptile. I really don't know what to say about this Pokemon, to be honest. My sentiments for Walrein are the same as they were for Celio. I don't really have a lot to say about it. It's definitely a Walrus, alright. And I used one on my Pokemon Sapphire team a couple times, and it actually wound up being pretty good. Don't get me wrong, I love Regice. But I hate whenever I do a randomizer Nuzlocke in the Gen 3 games, and this dude uses freaking Explosion. It just tilts me beyond belief. Whose ever idea it was to give a level 4 Pokemon an Explosion, take a hike. You suck. I will admit, I actually like Snover. It's goofy and I love the idea that they were going for. Snover I don't think needed an evolution. They gave it one, and well, I will get into that momentarily. This is my least favorite Ice-type Pokemon. It's literally Abomination Snow. There are so many weaknesses it has, and I think the overall design is just stupid looking. Mega Sceptile is the best looking Christmas tree Pokemon. This is a Mega Abomination. Giving this thing a Mega Evolution was a big waste of time, although its design is a little cooler, I guess. It looks more ferocious, that's for sure, but still, throw some fire on it and it's gonna burn rather quickly. This Pokemon is dope. Its design is so sleek and it's what Sneasel needed. Literally, this is the best evolution added in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I know I have already told this story before, but I will tell it again. As some of you know, Weavile was on my first Pokemon Diamond team. I leveled up my Sneasel all the way to level 65, then my bud's like, you need a Razor Claw, bud. And I'm like, welp, and I finally evolved it. I will say though, it was fun decimating Cynthia's Garchomp in one shot. Also, this is the same exact entry from the Dark-type video. Definitely a top tier evolution, although you all know how I pretty much love all the evolutions almost equally. But yeah, Glaceon is great. I usually nickname mine after Yukina from Yu Yu Hakusho, who is one of my all-time favorite anime characters. It's got these really cool twin tails, and it's such a cool but simple amazing shiny. Yeah, you can say I like Glaceon a lot. This is one of my girlfriend's favorite Pokemon. Mamoswine is a monster and competitive, and it's got that majestic yet fearsome design. When you look at Mamoswine, you know what's about to go down. This is my favorite Ice-type Pokemon. If you like Glalie, I don't know why you do. This is a superior evolution of Snorunt. It's 10 times better than Glalie, and it has a lot of substance and lore behind it. It kidnaps men and freezes them. It tricks them and suckers them in. The Japanese lore it's based off of is so creepy, but yet I'm so interested in it. I really don't know what it is. It's just got that devious and tearing aura about it that I love. But yeah, it's my favorite Ice-type mon. Frost-type Rotom is pretty cool. I'm kind of indifferent to it for the most part, but I can definitely appreciate the electric/ice-type combination, and the fact that it's a ghost-type possessing a fridge, it's pretty cool. Also, its glow is purple, which is also my favorite color, so that's also cool. Cute concept. I love the design for this Pokemon. If you hate Gen 5 Pokemon, go back to Gen 1 with your stupid magnets and 3 Earth Heads. The cute ice cream boy evolves. However, I don't think Vanillite needed this evolution. It should have just evolved into Vanilluxe right off the bat. This Pokemon is the worst design Hey you, son of a gun, get the heck out of here. Get out. Sorry guys, that was me from 2015. Vanilluxe is actually a really cool Pokemon. Why I hated it back then? Well, I wasn't a man of culture in those days. Now I am though. Torterra still sucks though. Cubchoo is yet another adorable Ice-type Pokemon. It just looks so innocent, and even though it's got a big thing of snot coming down from its nose, I still find it super cute. Although the description they give it in some of the Pokedex entries are pretty gross to say the least. Another great thing about this Pokemon is its shiny form. As I've said, purple is my favorite color, and its shiny has a nice shade to it. Now, Beartic is definitely a ferocious step up from Cubchoo, although I have to say the icicle beard is not as interesting as the big snot dripping, but I get that it would have been lame just to give it an even bigger strand of snot, so it works. Although I have to say, I'm really disappointed in what Game Freak did with its shiny. I have no idea why they decided to go from the cool purple shiny that Cubchoo had to this barely noticeable periwinkle color change. It's just a big letdown, and I hope they can fix it up in future games. So yeah, I forgot this thing even existed. Its concept and design are decent enough, but it's just a snowflake. It's pretty forgettable. Sorry, Cragnall. Now, Kiran is definitely an interesting legendary for sure. Essentially, it is the aftermath from when the original dragon split into Reshiram and Zekrom, which is why I confused with them to make its other forms. And while these other forms are really cool, you can tell they're imperfect fusions. I really do wonder if all three were to join back together, what the original dragon would look like. Maybe we'll find out in Generation 5 Remix. Who knows? Black Kiran has a really dope design. I think at first a lot of people thought it was over-designed, but I personally think it's really cool. It's definitely got one of the best shinies as well, with its lightning changing from blue to green. That's just such a cool color to change it to. So whoever got to make that decision, my hat's off to you. Now, while I do think white Kiran is pretty cool too, I don't like it as much as black Kiran. Its shiny definitely stands out way less. They should have also changed its flames to something like magenta or violet. That would have been pretty dope. It also just feels less intimidating, which is weird considering it's way better than black Kiran, competitively speaking. Now, while I'm definitely more of a fan of Tyrant, I have nothing bad to say about Amora. It's cute and it's got a pretty cool shiny. Again, I prefer Tyrantrum over Auroras, but I definitely don't dislike it. It's actually pretty majestic if I'm being honest, and it carries over the coolness that Amora has in its shiny. Bergmite is super cute. It's not really a Pokemon I care for a lot, and it's honestly kind of forgettable, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad Pokemon. Competitively though, is a different story for this line. Now moving on to Avalugg, it's just a pretty big downgrade from Bergmite. It's no longer cute, which I kind of expected, but that makes its design even more forgettable. And yeah, it's cool that it has such a large defense stat, but what good is that when Ice type is arguably the worst type in the game and not much else is good about it? Honestly, Crabominable is freaking atrocious. The name is so fitting because it is an actual abominable. Not as much as Abomasnow, but it's still pretty freaking ugly. But I guess that's fitting to some degree, so Game Freak accomplished what they set out to do. Honestly, Ice and Fighting is a really cool typing combination, and it's a shame that it's not better competitively. And though I'm not a big fan of Crabominable, I hope that it can get better support in the future and actually be good. Maybe I'll like it more if it happens. Well, that pretty much wraps up my opinions on all the Ice-type Pokemon. Ice typing, like I said, is one of my favorite typings, and it does well against a lot of Pokemon. It also is very weak in some situations, but that doesn't mean I don't like them. What are your favorite Ice types, though? Let me know in the comments below, as well as your favorite typing. Whatever typing gets the most upvotes will be the typing done in next week's video. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you want to support me further, consider following my Twitch where I stream a lot of Pokemon content and all kinds of other content like Zelda, Fire Emblem, Pokemon Mr. Dungeon, Borderlands, and so much more. Want to support me further and gain cool perks? Check out my Patreon. Fly Jubilee, Daniel Leone, Lady Crimson, Pal491, The Lazy Leo, Matthew Young, Austin Lego, and Jared Weez Austin did. I want to thank them personally for going above and beyond. It means the world to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mystic Umbreon, and I will see you in the future for more awesome Pokemon content.